let's talk about your quarterback. And look, I'm sure you didn't know in that Kansas City game just how significantly Justin Herbert was hurt. And I'm sure you had your sense of it when he turned down the opportunity to run for a first down on 3rd and short, leading to a 4th down situation for you having to go for it. And then he uncorked one of the most beautiful throws I've ever seen, ever. And I know I said ever twice.
Yep.
You're a former quarterback yourself. What do you think of when you watch that kid in that moment that I just referred to right there?
Yeah, I think it was a real chance for him in front of the entire world to prove just how tough he is and how fierce of a competitor he is. I think when the outside sees Justin, they just see the beautiful player and they see all the things that he's capable of. But it's probably the first time in his career where he can really show, that makeup that he has that I think is by far his best trait, and leading us in that game and making sure we had a chance at the end of the game if we get, that onside kick. But, for his teammates to see him that way, and then for them to have seen him in the days and weeks since then go out there on the practice field and continue to compete and continue to improve, it sets the example for everybody.
Any thoughts of sitting him out because of his injury at any point in time, Coach?
The Jacksonville week was a tough week because it was truly day by day. We didn't really know how he was going to feel because he was feeling for things for the first time. So we tried to manage that week the best we could to try and get him, in a spot where he could be ready to play. And I felt like towards the end of the week, we truly didn't know what was going to happen in that game. And then, towards the end of the week, towards Saturday, kind of felt like, hey, I can go give this a go. And he gave it a go. And I think since that game, what we've done is we've gotten a lot better at, managing the week. And I think he's been able to get the practice time. He's been able to get the rest and the recovery. And he's played really well since. So I think we're just, continuing to, make sure that every day that, he's getting closer to being right. It's still going to take some time, but I think we've gotten better at it as we've gone, and he's been a stud the whole way.
He sure has. I mean, he just looks like no worse to wear. But and I know I'm asking a head coach in the NFL about an injury, so my apologies. But I mean, it is your quarterback, and it is quite a significant injury. One would think for someone who throws, he's still there is a lingering effect that you have to manage with this kid.
Yeah, I mean, I think the nature of that injury with the rib cartilage is going to be present for a bit. I think I'm not going to speak for Justin ever because every day is a different day. It's you go out there in the NFL and you're gonna experience some hits and stuff. But I think the last 2 games he's made it out really safe, and he's been able to practice because of it. And I think he's such a smart player, and I think that's also something when you're playing with something. He keeps himself out of harm's way because of how accurate he is, the quickness of his decisions, and his pocket presence, his feel of the game. So. That's also an advantage. So you're not exposing yourself to unnecessary hits. But just more than anything, like I said, it's just the example he sets for everybody on the team, and I think it's been awesome for the world to see just how tough of a customer he is.